Hey, I'm Link, boss man. I'm from Brisbane, Australia, and this is my mate Kev.
How you doing?
And we're going to be working on his leg today. We're going to be doing like a neo-traditional new school kind of flavour, because that's like kind of really in it at the moment. We'll see how it kind of works this out, eh?
All right.
Let's get started.
So here we go with the layouts of the tattoo. Just mainly working out like what's going where. Do like throw in like a kind of roses and birds and a lighthouse. They're all mainly elements, which is like kind of famous in this style. And then just working out like what's going where. So on this one, we're going to be mainly using roses and a street light, a crow. Then we'll see kind of what else will fit in the balance of the whole thing. Could throw like candle in the street light, or like a heart, or it's just mainly things that will look aesthetically right. Meanings. I'm not really into like what it all means. I'm just mainly into laying something that's going to look cool. So here we are. We're just mainly tracing out things I've already sketched and fitting them into the design, so they're gonna fit well in the space that I have on the leg. So yeah, just adding in more roses. You never have enough roses. Roses are good fill-ins. Spiderwebs are good fill-ins. And lots of shadowing is a good fill-in. So just going around a few more. Just mainly deciding now what's in the light. See if like if we can throw in a heart or a candle a heart looks pretty cool. But yeah, we'll have a look, see what a candle looks like. Yeah, nah. You like maybe you'll have like a watch or something, or like a brooch hanging off the crow's leg, or maybe give him like a monocle, something make him look a little more like a gentlemanly like, if you want to. But yeah, no, I think I'll miss out on all that, and we'll just kind of stick with the heart. And there you have it. Just like giving it a heavier outline to see the overall look. And I reckon that'll work really well. I think it'll sit on the leg rather nicely, and it's large enough, it's open enough. Okay, so here's like a bit of a look of what I'm using. I use a lot of Troy Glen Machines, who's a builder in Australia. I got a workhorse iron there. That I've kind of had a go at and made it so it has a nice long, slow stroke on it. I use a lot of tonal ink because I find that it's like using acrylic paint, like it all mixes the same. The black gloves, I really like them because if ink like falls on them, like it doesn't really show up, and it really frames the area that you're working on. And also I use these ergonomic grips. A lot of folks hate them because they think they slip around. But I like them. And if you work in like a busy street shop, no one's like going to steal them on you. So just laying out a bit of vase here so we can lay down all the pots, kind of like bricklaying. Now we've laid out a bit of black so I can get a couple of shades of grey wash on there. Just adding water, kind of like watercolour. The more water that you add, the less black is actually in it. And I always like you to have a few grey washes to see which one is going to suit the client, because everybody has a different kind of skin. You always have a couple of clear ones to mix around with. I'm using brown, a couple of reds because I'll be mixing black in those, and a bit of black in the yellow to make khaki. And you can always use, say, like lime green and red. That'll get like a nice khaki colour. And greys and teal and like a peachy keen and blue and a couple of whites. Okay, so here we go. We're getting the leg ready, seeing where it'll fit. Trying to keep it away from the old one. That was obviously Kevin on a drunken night. Shaving off the area. You can see on the bottom one there those really blurred lines. Yeah, that's from like him going in too far after too many beers. Now the bruises on his leg aren't really going to be a matter. So we've shaved it all off. Now we're just going to get like a bit of disinfectant ready, just to make that area nice and clean, because we are going to be opening up the skin. Okay, now laying on the stencil. And I really like using stencils because it means less things that I got to think about while I'm outlining, because I throw in all the work before that. I do freehand, mainly like on sleeves and things. Whereas if I can lay it all in one go, but then I mostly use a stencil for it. Okay, and here we go. I think I'm using about a 7 round here. It's not too large, but it's large enough for the design size. We'll probably go around the whole lot, like in a 7, and then heavy up a few areas just to sort of bring out certain aspects of the design. Now you can see here, it'll get a bit closer, and you can see that I'm working off the needle. Like if any kids are learning, they should actually work off the tip That way, it's not going to go in and blur out. Mainly because you're going into the fat layer. Then you just want to get it just before that, and just remember that this video has been sped up, so I'm not really moving that fast. Okay, I really like to get through the outline as I have more fun with like colouring in and shading. But outlining can be fun, and I really like to get a nice crisp line, and you want to keep it as vivid as you can. That way, like it's going to last like over years, rather than throwing in like a hell of a lot of detail and then 5 years later, it doesn't look anywhere near as nice as when it was finished. And there's certain areas of your thigh, the needle's got to go in further. I'd much rather run over a line more than once to keep it crisp than to just really kind of bury the needle in there and then find out later, that I went in way too far. But this all comes with time. The longer you tattoo, here we are. We're just like going around, all the base of the feathers, and then we'll line them all in as we kind of go along. You can see me whenever I'm going in with the needle. I'll rub like a Vaseline, or I think in America it's called AD like ointment. It's mainly as to use as like a barrier cream, so I can wipe off any excess ink. And if you have a client who is like a bleeder, that'll keep it as a minimum. And you want to keep your ink splatter as like a minimal. And usually, like on the outline, I kind of try to end up as clean as I can as far as ink and splatter goes. When I get into the shading and the colouring, I'm a fairly messy, kind of guy, and it's a bit hard to see, what's going on for anyone who's watching. But I'll explain through it, and we can get through it all the same. So, like as you can see as I'm outlining, you can see some of the times the skin will actually move with the needle. That's mainly because my outliners have a long, kind of throw on them, and they're not as fast as like most like outliners. Actually, I think like most of my machines are set up not like your normal machines. I like them slow, kind of punchy. But so it has a nice flick that comes off the end of the spring. And I really like using like these open cut tubes. They're a lot easier to clean. And I file back the tips on them so I can actually see the needle. When I'm shading in later on, it's you can't really see where the needle is because I'm so messy. But because of the years I've been tattooing, I know like exactly where the needle is. Sometimes it looks like I'm like going over the line more than once. I'm usually just like fattening up certain areas as I go along. A little bit like the Joe Cap video. Here we are. We're switching over to like a thinner needle, and that'll be for like all the feathers. And all the little, like kind of detail work. As you can see, I'm still like working off the needle. So as you can see, like making it look easy is half of the art of tattooing. It's nowhere easy as like I'm making it look. It's just years of experience. I did learn a lot of folks who I've worked with or have come into contact with, like overseas and conventions and working in shops with other artists. I did have a couple of shops, back home called All Star Tattoo. But I found like running shops was kind of holding me back from like traveling and concentrating on artwork. So yeah, kind of closed to all those. It's been a lot of fun, but I'm having a lot more fun now, without that riding on my back. Kind of met a lot of guys who who are really into this style. My kind of version of this style is is a little more on my own. Guys like Eckel, like over in Europe, or and like Eli, like over in New York, Gunner, folks like that who are like really into this style, straight lines. It's always good to have a lot of control, like over your hand, especially when you're working off the needle. You want to keep it at the same the depth. It's always like kind of cool because I remember when I first started and doing straight lines, you used to always have to like hold your breath. So here we go, we're changing back in out of the heavier lines as we kind of working around these roses. I always like to travel around, kind of work with different artists that seem to, like not really learn, like new things, but just, a little kind of added, like kind of techniques here and there, and you always, it was a kind of give 'em a go. It's always like it's an art form that you're always like learning. Like just when you think that you got a hold of it, you learn something new, and a lot of it I find is just mainly common sense, but you kind of don't really think about it. So we keep on going around. And like I find I have a lot more fun with outlining when it's like in more of a style that's like a Chicano style, or like something we're using like a lot more line work rather than just keeping it bold and graphic. As you can see, those red lines, which are the really like grey wash. A lot of guys will call those blood lines, and they're mainly used with no ink in the needle at all. I use that a lot in my like kind of portrait work. As you can see, Kev's not moving much, which really helps in the straight line work. Well, as straight as I can because I'm nervous with all those cameras around. A lot of like folks now will use like xylocaine kind of creams to help like numb the area. I find it's kind of like working on like a corpse. It makes the skin all kind of I don't know, kind of puffed up. I don't use it on any of like my clients. I feel that if you really want to get a tattoo, well, then you should earn it. It's you shouldn't get it because of the fashion. Another reason I like using those those ergonomic grips is that it's a lot easier to spin the machine around. Kind of being I'm a coil machine. I like using heavy machines. It gives me a little more control because it is heavy. A lot of the new machines now they're making them as light as they can. A lot of the new kids are obviously finding it hard to hold on to something for like 9 hours. The rotaries have come a long way from when I started. They're kind of getting like kind of better. A lot of folks reckon that they don't hurt as much, but I think it's mainly mind over matter. The reason why it's not hurting is because you can't hear it running. I myself, I like hearing that noise. It says how my machine is running, how far the needle is going in. Without that noise, I find it very hard. I do have a friend over in Austria. Her name's Annabelle, and she and her mates use those Swiss rotaries, and she gets like great results out of them. So all the straight lines are nearly out of the way, which is good. It means it's a bit of a sigh of relief. The outline is nearly over, and then we can get into the fun, like kind of nitty gritties. Now the heart itself in the like lamp, I think I'll make it like a different color, like maybe like a red, so it isn't like gonna like muddle up the design too much. As we just like kind of go around and heavy up more lines there. It seems like I threw a lot of straight lines and circles into this. I did this tattoo when I was in America last, which is maybe 4 months ago. So, yeah, just kind of bear with me as I'm recapturing it as I'm like kind of commentating it. I've done a lot of tattoos since then. And now you see on the photography of the machine back there how it was, kind of had a nice wafer on it. There's these new cameras that the guys are using. Really awesome. Very motion captured. It'd be really nice if I could make my machine run that slow and long. So we're kind of gearing up to the end of the outline. And you'll see what I mean about how the black, like gloves will, like frame the area, that I'm working with. Mainly when we get into the colouring. And mainly, like when I colour in, if I see any bits of the outline, that needs a bit of work, I'll just like mainly, like flick the mag up on the side and use it as like as an outliner. And here we go, just like a bit in the red and a bit in the black. Just for that heart, we'll throw him in there and give it a nice, like kind of blood ready, yellow kind of look. So there's a lot of folks who reckon like outlining in colour is like very hard and it won't last. But it's always if you add just like a spot of black in it, or even if you add in like a bit of white, the pigment will help like uphold that and keep it from like dissipating or spreading. You see how it's like it's getting in there, and once all the shadings around it, like that'll also like help hold it. There's a few more lines I left out, so we'll just quickly throw those on. Now give the area like a good wipe. And just make sure all that outline's in there. Oh, pretty cool. outline is done. So now we're just going to like shade around the design. Was what I always find if I like shade around it first, it helps it lift it up off the skin, and that way I know if what areas I need to colour in later to keep it like crisp or lighter in areas, and like kind of darken up colours in other areas. I think here I'm using maybe like a 13 mag. Which because I really like these open face mag holders. You can because it's really easy to see what's like going on and really easy to clean. And yeah, they're all made out of the one tubes, so they last like quite a while. I think I've had these ones now for like over 3 years. Usually when I'm like working in grey wash, I'll I mainly go from light grey wash into heavy grey wash. Like laying the light one first, and that way it opens the skin up. So when I throw in my dark one, it's not as spotted as, like, it has a much easier flow into the skin. A lot of guys work the opposite way. Yeah, they throw in their blacks and then they use the grey wash on the out. And kind of looking at the video, it seems like I'm working it super fast. I kind of, I do work like fast on things like these because it is so like open, kind of graphic and open. As you can see, like with grey wash, the skin gets a bit red. It's over the time, the gradient of the grey wash, by the redness as well as, by the colour. A lot of guys will use, like one shade of grey, and they just keep on kind of building it up to make it like a darker shade. But what they don't realise is that when it heals, it'll heal as one shade, because the darker look is mainly like more blood that's rising up into the surface, and that's all. So it's a lot of guys make that mistake. So as you can already see, the picture is actually like lifting itself up off the skin now, because it does have like a bit of a background in there. And this way it also won't look like a lick and stick tattoo. That's it. As we just like keep on working our way around the tattoo, like you don't want to make it too black. You just want to make it enough so it will lift like it up off the skin. And you also don't want to go around, like every aspect of the design either. You know, keeps some areas like a lot lighter and like heavier, like where you need it. I mainly work in like with my grey wash. I mainly work in a kind of a kind of a kind of a flexed kind of style, but but using ovals at the same time. And my grey wash machine runs like a lot quicker than my colouring, because you kind of want to get more holes in quicker. It's kind of like if you're handling a spray can. That's like maybe the best way to think about it. Is if you hold a spray can far away from a canvas, it's gonna make like a lot more little spots that will end up smoother than if you hold it like up like really close. It'll just make a bogged mess. So just keep on adding in those shadowy kind of effect like around it. So our grey wash will be nearly over, and then the fun starts. Is like getting in all that colour. Now some of the times I kind of work it out as I go along, with the tattoo, and sometimes I'll have it all worked out on the paper first. Like this one here, I just mainly worked out on the aesthetics of the design, and the colouring is fairly muchly just like all in my head. And I find myself that like once I'm at like a certain stage in a tattoo, like everything else around me is kind of blocked out. Like if I'm working at a convention or somewhere where there's like 8 or 9 cameras on you, the first say 15 minutes is very nerve wracking, and then because you're concentrating on an area for so long, it like you just forget about it, which is about kind of where I am now, like in this tattoo, I think. Yeah, just like kind of like going in and heavying up, like a few areas, making them a bit like kind of darker. Now we'll give that a good wipe and see how the shading is. Okay, now we're going to be getting into like a bit of colour here. We'll start off with the black. Now this machine, I've kind of mucked around with a lot, to get it how I like it, and it's a really slow, long stroke. Yeah, kind of like it has a bit of punch, but a lot more of a throw. Like if I cranked this one right up, you could hammer like a nail in with it. But I don't like have it all that cranked up on for the skin. So we were just like going through, and we'll throw in all the black areas, like just like throwing it in the areas that need it. The mate once said to me, that if you can make the tattoo look good as an outline in black, well then all the rest is gravy, which mainly works like with those old school tattoos, because mainly like back in that era it was the colours weren't as good, so they would like fade out, and so you really needed a good outline and a lot of black to uphold the tattoo. There we go, we're just more feather shading. Now this is a lot easier than, say, like if I was doing like a realistic version of a crow. There would be a lot more shading and different shades and not much outline. So, like I find when I have like realistic work, I like I don't use much outline at all. As you can see, like with the shading, there's a lot more like kind of blood that rushes up into the surface. That's because like I really spread my needles out more, and that way there's a lot more holes getting into the skin. And I also spread my mags like a different way to normal folks. Most like other artists will have like a row on the bottom and a row on the top. I kind of spread mine out, so I've got like 4 rows. I just find it's a lot more smoother. You can get more ink in a lot quicker. You have a lot more control over it. Like if you muck around with spray cans and graffiti, you'll know kind of what I mean. You got to rub a lot more, barrier cream when you are colouring in, because there's a lot more ink that you got to wipe off. I also find that like when I started tattooing, you kind of spend a lot more time, like getting every color in like exactly how you kind of need it, and then I find over time that no, you just got to lay in like all your base colors, and then because I mix a lot of color in the skin, which means that you're overlaying, like a lot of colors. Therefore, you haven't got to be as like precise. You're like in the base color, because you're gonna I'll be layering colors over that, which will get out all the imperfections. Now doing work that is like very graphic looking, you really want it to stand out like across the the street. In the more realism ones, the more like kind of close up. It's different styles, but this here, you want to look at it and go, wow, I can have a look at that from like across a room. You find, like overlaying colours. Like my machines are set up so I can lay colour on colour on colour. You find if you've got a shorter, faster machine, well then you'll end up carving up the skin and making a big mess. Usually, like when I'm laying in the base colours, I'm not as precise, mainly because when I lay the next colour on it, it's as if I'm mixing the colours in the skin as I go along. So you haven't really got to get it like I'm exact like with the base colour. You got to be more careful, like with the lighter colours that you're mixing in over the top of them. Okay, all the base colours are nearly in there. All the blacks, like for the crow. So now we'll be going in using a bit of the dark red and mixing in a bit, like a bit of black. Getting it in there. So, I find mixing like black into a lot of my colours, it'll give it a lot more depth. If you mix black in with the lighter colours, it gives it like a more muddier, kind of earthlier, kind of a dead look. But here we're throwing in all the darker shades to make it look a bit more three-dimensional. A lot of guys, like in this style, will only use like black and then like another colour. I like to give it a bit more I don't know, like a new look. Like keeping some aspects of the photo is in like keep it flat looking, and then other areas of it making it look a lot more 3D. I feel it gives a lot more feel to the design. And I really like I like when I'm working to kind of like get in and out like as fast as I can. It causes a lot less trauma out of the skin, and also kind of being nervous like makes me work a lot quicker as well. Always seem to define myself like getting a bit carried away. Like someone will want like a very old school, like kind of look, and I always have to to say in my mind, okay, not as many colours and and more black. Okay, now here so we laid the base color on the rose, and now we're using like a lighter red. And as you can see, I'm going over the areas which I did throw in the base coat, and that'll like give it like a more like even gradient. And then once we throw in that one, well then we'll like go lighter and then merge it, like kind of back over. And I find this maternal ink is really easy to use. I was a big fan of Unique. Like kind of back in the day, and then when Starbright first came out, it kind of took over the world. Like I wasn't really a big fan of it, and then I met the guys who make Maternal Ink, and he kind of gave me a sample of it, and I've just loved using that ever since. And the more colours that he's kind of bringing out, I find the more colours I can make and mix out of those colours. So we're using the lightest red in the family here now. Then I think that once we've thrown in this one, I'll be kind of using like a peachy keen with a bit of red maybe. So it's not like a light red, kind of like a the pink red. It'll end up more fleshy. It'll make it really, like kind of pop out at you. You can see now it's really starting to come out of life. Then like once I've worked out one flower, well then I've worked out how the rest are going to look. You can see that I'm leaving a bit of room at the very edge of the petals, and that'll end up a real like light highlight. And the bird, I'll be going kind of back out of the crow later on, and we can work out. We'll be throwing greys and maybe a bit of blue. And I really like that. I keep calling it peachy keen, but I think it's Georgia peach, because I first found the colour through Mum's, I think it was. Except I found their ink was a bit thicker. And I also find one of the reasons that I keep using coil machines is the rotaries and the air machines Uh, it's like I can never get uh, the s- the s- the stroke length, yeah, that I like on a machine. It's always a lot shorter, and I think it's old habit. Yeah, that's how I like my machines running, and they have a lot more, kind of punch. So here we go. I think we're using tangerine in there as well as a red. I know it was a while ago, so I hope I'm getting all the colours right. So here we go. We're going to really, get in that, that really nice highlight. Make sure that everything is, getting that real kind of pop, kind of factor. There's kind of nothing like a really nice, kind of like a bright highlight to really help lift out all that really kind of heavy shadowing. Okay, so here we're working on the leaves, which is like a khaki colour, which is I don't really like using the already mixed khakis. I find them the wrong kind of colour. So I like to mix mine like either yellow and black. The more black, then the darker the khaki, or you can use like lime green with a drop of red. That'll give it like a more kind of earthy, kind of brownier looking khaki. So we're doing same again like in the roses. We're just laying all the like all the base colour in, and then when we overlay the lighter colours, it'll all just merge in nicely. I find my rinse cup, like kind of like at the end of the tattoo, I find it's the water's like nearly like kind of black. Okay, this is my car key with white, because I find that if I add in like more yellow to make it lighter, it's it I don't know, it has a more watery like kind of look, and adding in white will make it more sustainable. Just like give that all of another wipe. You can see how already it's kind of beginning to grow and kind of pop out off the skin nicely. So I think we're going to be working on leaves again. Yep. Keep on rocking in through that. Now you see how I've left the little overlaps on the roses. Cause I haven't really decided whether to throw in a colour in that yet, or like a bit of grey wash. I think as I keep on working on the design, like it all kind of flows and comes to me that way. Just like just like mainly laying in those ground colours, like where uh, the shadowy areas are, just kind of giving it like a little 3D look, yeah, but not like overboard because was it? I think it would ruin the way the overall look is if you go like kind of way out because it gets rid of that old school flavour. But like, don't get me wrong, I like the full 3D effect. Like on some things, it's just not on this one. We seem to be getting through it a bit quicker than normal. So we're laying in that car key with white once again, and then merging that over the ground colours I've already laid. And as you can see, like when I first threw in the ground colour, which was the dark car key, it like it looked a bit messy, and now that I've overlaid like 3 colours into that, it's like it's a nice smoother kind of the transition. Now Kev's holding up really well here. Like he's not really complaining much at all. So this is using the same red as I used as the base colour in the roses, which is like kind of dark red with black. You also like find a lot like the styles will change as you progress. You'll find yourself like going in either one of 2 ways, like making yourself a lot like kind of better in a style, or finding yourself getting really lazy in the style. It's a lot, folks who are only thinking about it for the money, they get lazy. And folks who aren't thinking about it for the money, they're just always like kind of pushing themselves to get like kind of better. A lot of folks will push themselves so they can make a name for themselves, and then they can just they sit back on that. I find that it's like I got into this I like as another medium of art, and not making names. Because you'll find if I'm at a convention or something, it's like I'm the man of a few words. Like I don't really mingle a lot. Think I got the social skills of a brick. So there we go, and we're adding in the same as what I used like in the roses, just like going from that lighter, from the darker red, like through the lighter. Now I think we're using tangerine and a little bit of red. Sometimes I like to water my colours. I find that that helps them spread like a little more. I mainly water my colours up, like a bit, like when I'm doing like colour portraits, or folks who have like really, really fair skin. I find watering the color, it just helps it, like mold into the skin like a lot more, and sort of like they don't look like lick and stick tattoos. So here we're working on the glass reflection. Now the thing I find, keeping it in the vein of the tattoo of like either old school, neo traditional kind of look. It's a lot like it works a lot cooler if you don't like throw in like 400 colors. You just have a color like the palette that you lay out, and then once you've laid it out, you got to try to make yourself not use any more than those colors. You can mix and match like with other colors to make new colors, but keep like with the other colors that you've already laid out, and it'll give it the overall look. Will be more uniformed. There's a lot of folks now who are like bringing out their own color range. I'm not really a big fan of shake and bake, which is you just grab a color in a bottle and throw it out. I always like to go from one color, mix it up in the tube, and then mix it up in the skin. Always find it always adds that little something special, and you can come up with really nice, cool colors. By like total accident. As you can see when I'm laying in these colors, like for the reflection, I'm going over the colors that I have already thrown on the heart, and like I said before, because of how my machines are set up, I can lay over and over and over and over without causing trauma. So now we're laying in the lighter colours again, and there's a bit more water wash in those. I always find that if you like when you've added water into your colour, move a lot more quicker and freer. So each needle will give its own spot rather than just like trying to grind it in to one area. And then you're just not going to get that nice gradient like through there. There's a lot of like I was saying before, how the guys in Europe, you were like you're the forerunners, who I think anyway, of this. There are a lot of artists like around the world. It's like Eli over in New York. Very yes, so I very like his like kind of style and kind of the take on it. Yeah, there's a lot of guys and girls in Australia. Um, there's a lot of guys like in the Melbourne cities are getting really big in it. Um, there's also a lot of folks around who never credit the guys who they got influenced like off, and they're very it's as if they think they've come up with their own style and get mad at like anyone who kind of copies them. But there's a big difference between copy and influence. There's virtually nothing like original out there. It's all like getting influences off other artists, whether it kind of be in the world of the tattoo world, or you get influences off other artists, like in other areas. But it all works its way in, to what you want and what you want to be, like influenced by. Yeah, we'll just work on the rose bud now. Well, the colour looks nearly fluoro, fucking by the looks of it, but it isn't. It's just tangerine and a bit of Georgia peach. And you can really see in the areas that I've already worked like the crow, how the ink is already settled in nicely into the skin. So Kev might feel that when I go for the crow later on. So mainly when I'm working, I'm like I don't really think about how much it's hurting the customer. I just think about how I can make it look the best like I can. It's like having it in your mind how much are you hurting someone will always compromise what you're tattooing, and then they got to come in later on for either like a touch up, or so you're better off getting it right the first time. It's only a few hours of them feeling uncomfortable for the rest of their lives of really liking the work that you're throwing on. Now we threw in the final highlight, which was the Georgia peach. More leaves, more dark khaki. Now I haven't really worked out if I'm going to, like once I've coloured in all the leaves, whether I'm going to be colouring in all the stems. Haven't really decided whether to make those the same colours as the leaves, or to make it a really heavy grey wash, or but it's right. It'll kind of all come to me as we go along, and it'll all like fall into place. It always does. Yeah, just slowly get it in there. It's like a lot of folks will rush either because of the time limit, because they've overbooked appointments, or they're thinking of rent that they gotta kind of pay. You should get all of that out of your head. If you're running late, you just finish. Was it what you can, and then either get them to come in later, or you can make your next appointment wait, or call them up and get them in on another day. The key to it all is to you just work it out. Take your time, because it's on there forever, and just because it isn't on you, it's not a good way to look at it. You got to think that every tattoo that you lay on someone would be something that you would want to wear. It's kind of a big key factor in being happy what you do. Just like finishing off with all the highlights of the car key with white. And here we go. We're going to be working on. It's the other leaf. For a minute there, I thought it was going to be the rose again, but must have noticed I've left out a leaf. So we'll get through that, and then we'll get through the other rose. And if you're working it out as you kind of going along, it's like once you've worked out, like how one rose is going to look, well, then you can just make it following the same formula. And same with the leaves, and so just like give it a bit of a wipe, and we'll see how it's all looking. Pretty cool. Okay, now here we go in for the rose. Same again. It's just the dark red with black. Now working up in this area, like in the thigh, it's a lot more elasticy. So unless you like kind of pull the skin a bit more tight, you will find it harder for the needles to kind of penetrate the skin. So just following that same formula as we did on the other rows. You'll find in the more like elasticy areas, you can get a smoother look. Like if you're like mixing the colours in the skin, or if you're like grey wash realism maybe. So it's like colour I have a lot of fun with, because I get a lot of call for colour. But lately I've had a lot of call on the black and grey, and I've been really getting in to that, and coming up with like new kind of the textured look, and it's been a lot of fun. So we're throwing in all the groundwork colour, so you can have like folds and leaves, and kind of give it a nice, mediocre 3D look. Because like I said, you don't want it looking too full on, or the whole charisma of of the style is going to get lost. As you can see that the grey wash in the background, you can really see how that has helped to make it really kind of pop off the skin. You can so you can see how I'm not really worried about the gradient of the color as it goes off the dark color and then into the skin, because I'm laying another color in over that as well. And it'll all just smooth out as all the colours are in there. If I wasn't adding another colour, enough to this one, I would be a lot more careful in making the gradient into the skin nice and kind of powdery looking. You can see all the ink all over the leg. It's a lot of guys and girls like to work really really clean. I myself, it's like I know where the needles are now. 3 years of working, so it kind of doesn't really matter if it's messy or clean. When I work in black and grey, I might even wipe this, say out of 4 hours of work, I'll only I'll really wash the area up. Maybe 2 or 3 times out of the whole tattoo. There we go. We're just throwing that lighter colour in over the other darker ones. Now we're gonna really hammer in that that Georgia, and then spread it back through. Yes, these really good cameras that these guys are using. It's you can see everything in it. You can see the needle marks. You can see the needle. I'm actually having more fun watching it than having to speak over it. You can see how, like I was saying before, how on the black gloves, the colour splatter and everything, it doesn't really show up, so it's not going to your eyes aren't, or your eyes can't focus on the area that you're working on, and not getting the distraction of all the other colours which are around it, which I mainly find in using white gloves. But they come in a range of colours now for all those fashion conscious kind of folks, and they even come in pink ones like for the girls, and they even have a smell like bubble gum and things like that. Seems like any marketing man out there will make something force someone to make $1. It's just like even machines now. There's a lot of machines out there that are made for the sole fact that some like little guy or girl is online looking at a machine and say, "Oh, I really like it. I'll grab it," even though it may run like a piece of crap. I'm just throwing in the final highlight on that one. And there's another because of how my machines are running, I'm really interested in using one of the machines that Joe Capo Bianco has made for him. It sounds like it would run really nice for doing this kind of work, like in layering colours, and has a nice long throw and slow speed. Just giving it all a wipe now. You can see that the area around his leg is not really red, which means that I'm not really irritating it at all. I'm just getting in and out, throwing the ink in. Not just a really, really light grey wash. Just to help uniform it all. And what are we doing here now? Oh yeah, the heck, this is all the you get the white highlights. There was one thing I learnt was is that only throw in white highlights. This is including black and grey as well. Is only when the area is wet or shiny, and that's the only real kind of places that you should use like a white highlight. Of course, there are exceptions on the rule, as there is with all rules. And I decided to go with just a bit of grey wash on those lip areas. You just didn't want to over colour it and over force your eyes into looking at way too much. And here we go. We're just cleaning it all. That'll be just rub on a bit of barrier, just to keep that blood settled. And there you have it. All done. Cool. Remember to look me up on Facebook. Link Bossman. You can look at my fan page, and you can ask me any questions at all on there. And thank you very much.